Hey guys, you had asked me in class to review the calculator keystrokes that we use very often. So in this video, I want to show you those today. The first one that I'll show you is an exponent problem. And let's use 4 to the second power to do this one. So this particular function takes, at minimum, 3 keystrokes. You always want to press all clear. You want to develop that habit because you want to clear the calculator of any information that may still be in its memory. So all clear, you put in the base of your problem, which is the number 4, and you press X squared. This button is on the top row of your calculator. But I have told you to always press equals. That's another habit that you need to develop. Because sometimes if you're not pressing equals, there is, you will not get the right answer. So get the habit of pressing equals. And this will give you the number 16. 4 to the second power is 16. If you want to do 4 to the third power, you cannot use that same button because that only works for a 2, an exponent of a 2. So this one requires a different set of keystrokes. Personally, I just use this one all the time because I don't have to remember 2 sets of keystrokes. I can do everything with this particular method. So the first thing again is always all clear. Put the base in there, and then you have an exponent button. It is above your clear key. It's an XY button, and that's called the exponent key. That will work with any kind of these problems. Doesn't matter what your exponent is. But in this one, you have to put in the exponent. That is an extra button that you have to do. So 4 to the third power, and you always press equals. So it adds a button to do this one, but it will work with any exponent that you have. And you should get a 64 on this one. Let's say that you want to reduce a fraction to lowest terms. So let's say that we want to reduce 60 over 65. And you really don't want to have to do that by hand. So this one, you would need all clear. Let me put the buttons in and then you guys know how it is when I try to explain and do the math at the same time. I believe this will do it. So all clear is your first keystroke always. Put in your numerator, and then the function key that you need this time is ABC. You're looking for the calculator's fraction key. So you want to put in a fraction to tell the calculator you're doing a fraction, and then 65 and equals. And I do not need that extra box. So this is the keystroke set for this problem, 60 fraction 65. And you should get something that looks like this. The calculator has reduced that fraction by 5 for you and gives you the fraction 12/13. So that fraction and this fraction are actually the same thing. So your answer is 12/13. Okay, the next button that I want to show you is your parentheses set. So let me get a new screen. Suppose that you were needing to put in this problem. 30 subtract 5 divided by 5. If we were doing this problem by hand, we would follow the order of operations, Aunt Sally, and do parentheses first. So we have to tell the calculator that we want to do that. So the first thing always that you need to press is all clear. You need to erase the last problem. Then your calculator has parentheses keys or brackets keys that you can use. They're in the first row above your number keys, your digit keys. And these always work in pairs. So you want to be sure that you always close your parentheses, and you must always press equals with that also. So here we go. To open the parentheses, you will use the open parentheses button. Got it backwards. It has a bracket on the outside, parentheses in this side. And then you would type in your numbers, which would be 30, subtract 5. And this is very important. You have to close your parentheses by using the close bracket key. And then you will need to divide by 5. This is one of those problems, any problem with parentheses, you must hit equals. That's going to be critical to get your right answer. So make sure that you put the equals key at the end of this problem. And you should get 5 on this one. I do want to go back to your fraction key for just a minute because I need to show you a mixed number. So suppose that they wanted you to simplify a mixed number. For example, 3 and 12/15. Okay, it's mixed because it has a whole number and a fraction together. So this would be the process for that one. All clear. 3, ABC, 12, ABC, 15, and always at the end, press equals. I believe I got enough boxes here. I hope so. So let's try this one. All clear. 3. And the special key this time is ABC. 12. And you press the ABC again. You are allowed to do that twice in one entry. So you can use it up to 2 times. And I actually have an extra box, no surprise. But when you press equals, so you have 3 and 12 and 15, your calculator will give you the reduced mixed number. And if you were doing this by hand, you would be dividing by 3 to reduce the fraction. So 4/5 would be your reduced fraction. So your final answer would be 3 and 4/5 as a reduced mixed number. The last one that I want to show you is the square root function. Suppose that you needed to take the square root of 100. If you look closely at your calculator keys, you notice that above each key, except the shift key, or maybe the shift key even has it, I'm not looking at mine, there are functions in orange. Those are called second function keys. So the square root key is a second function key. If you look at your x squared button, let me do that down here so I don't look closely at the button that has x squared on it. So you see this on the key. But if you look above that key, you see the radical sign that does square root. So anything in orange, you must use shift to get to that. It's like on a typewriter or computer keyboard, you have to shift to get a capital letter. So you have to use the shift key to get to this one. So to do this problem, you would do all clear, put in your 100, and then press shift, because this is second function. So shift, and then the x squared key. And always, just for habit, learn to press equals. So the last thing I do is to press equal, and I will get 10.